Simplified, where we make coding problems easier to understand, one step at a time. Today we're solving Leetcode 21, merging two sorted lists. Classic linked list problem that tests your ability to manipulate pointers and build a new list from two sorted ones. So you are given two sorted linked lists, and we need to merge them by splicing together the node of the two lists. Here are the steps. Use a dummy node and a tail pointer to walk through the two lists. Compare values and connect the smaller one to merge lists each time. Once one list is empty, attack the leftover nodes from the other list. Return dummy.next as the head of the final merged list. Enough theory. Let's look at the visual example below and watch how the pointer do the magic. Because when it comes to linked list, seeing is understanding. The problem gives us two pointer, list 1 and list 2, that point to the head nodes of the two sorted linked lists. I'm going to create a list node object and set a pointer dummy to point to it. I also create another pointer called tail that also point to the same list nodes as dummy. So far I have 4 pointer list 1 point to the head node of the first list, pointer list 2 point to the head node of the second list, and pointer dummy and pointer tail point to dummy list node. Now I'm going to look at the two head nodes of the two linked lists, compare the values. If the value in the node that list 1 point to is less than the value list 2 points to, then I will point the next pointer of tail to list 1. So I will set tail next point to list 1. So tail next point to list 1. After that, I will advance list 1 pointer to the next inline. Move list 1 pointer to this node. Next, I will move tail to point to the node it just connected to. Then I will repeat the process again. I'm going to look at the two head nodes of the list, which is 1 and 3. Which is smaller, I will point the tail next to that, which is 1. Next, I'm going to advance list 2 pointer to the next node inline, which is 2. And then I'll go ahead and point tail pointer to the node it just connected to. Now node 3 is the head of list 1 and node 2 is the head of list 2, which is smaller. So I'm going to point tail next to node 2 and advance list 2 pointer to the next node inline. Then I will advance tail to the node it just connected to, which is 2. The process repeat again. So node 3 is the current head of list 1 and node 4 is the current head of list 2, which is larger. So I will point to list 1, which is smaller. So tail will point next to node 3. And I'll then advance list 1 pointer to the next node inline, which is node 4. As always, After that, tail will advance to the node that it just connected to, which is node 3 in list 1. Next, repeat the process again. List 1 head is node 4, and list 2 head also have a node with the value 4 equal. So I will advance to list 1, point tail next to node 4 in list 1. And now list 1 will advance to the next node, which is node 4 point to. Node 4 in list 1 point to none. List 1 pointer will go to none. So the value of list 1 right now is none. And tail will move to the node it just connected to, which is node 4 in list 1. At this time, this process will not continue because one of the list is none. This loop will terminate it, and the next operation is point tail next to whichever list is not none, list 2. Finally, return dummy.next with point to this node. The final answer, this function return a pointer point to node 1 is the head of the merged linked list, which is connect 1 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 4. Alright, if everything is clear so far, let's write the Python code to make it happen. First, we make a list node and make a dummy pointer point to it. Then create another pointer called tail, which also point to the same list node object as dummy. While list 1 and list 2 exist, we do the following. If list 1's value less than or equal list 2's value. If the value in the node that list 1 points to is less than or equal to node list 2 points to, we set tail next point to the same node that list 1 points to. Tail next point to list 1 node. Then move list 1 to point to its next nodes. Else, we do the same thing. Tail next list 2 point to list 2, and we advance list 2. After the comparison, connect tail to the smaller node and move to the next node available. Now it's time for tail to advance to the node it just points to. If list 1 or list 2 is none, point tail next to the list which is not none. So tail next point to list 1. If list 1 still exists, else list 2. And finally, we return the merged list, which is the start at the node after dummy. So return dummy dot next, and we're done. Okay, moment of truth. Let's submit to Leetcode. Whoop, typo. List 1.2, the next node inline. Alright, let's try again. Boom, accepted. And we successfully merged two sorted linked lists using pointer manipulation. Clean magic. Look like magic to us if we don't see it. Now, if this helped demystify linked list for you, hit that subscribe button. Keep practicing, right? Got it. Thanks for watching.